thank you for coming today. Our theme today is fall and the animals um, that what they do in fall, getting ready for winter. And so the first thing we're gonna do is lay down on our backs, with our hands facing up, and we're gonna wiggle our toes and our fingers. And then we're going to shake out our legs a little bit. And then we can rotate our arms and legs. And then we can turn our head to side to side a couple of times. Once you guys are ready, you can sit up. So the first animal we're going to talk about is the bear. And I have a picture of the bear actually doing the yoga pose here. So what we can do is kind of do what the bear does, kind of spread out our legs, and to kind of get ready for the pose, we can stretch out our legs by picking one up and holding it for a little bit. And then we can pick the other one up. This is a good stretch for the whole entire leg, calf, all the way to the butt. Okay. So since this is a balancing move, we want to start by leaning back a little bit, then lifting the legs up. So lean back as much as you're comfortable, and then, and then you can reach your ankles or your toes, whichever you can do, and bend your knees and then pull out. Stretch your legs out. This one is really difficult to do, so you guys can give it a try a couple more times. This is good for stretching the whole entire body. It stretches the back, the butt, the legs. It helps stabilize the car, helps with balancing. But yeah, you guys did good. And when bears are on this region, they like go hunting in the fall and start eating and eating and eating until they can't take it anymore, and then when winter comes, they go into a cave and they hibernate until spring comes. Okay. So the next animal we're gonna do, actually it's a plant, is the tree. So we will start by standing up. And so here we have a picture of a tree. When fall comes, there is a lot less sun, and it's getting colder, so the leaves fade from a green tone to a yellow and orange and red tone. And then as fall progresses, around mid-fall to late fall, the leaves fall and make red snow, which is beautiful. I love the colors of the leaves. It's one of my favorite things about fall. And so this is another balancing move. So you can start with putting your leg on your ankle, and then you can kind of move it up to your calf. And once you get the balance, you reach your arms up, and we're gonna like wiggle the leaves down, and you can do a rustling noise if you want to. This is good for balancing the abs, the leg we are standing on will take most of the stretch and the weight. But yes. So the next pose we're going to do is the mountain. And so the trees we were just talking about are on top of this mountain. And after the leaves fall, it makes this beautiful red snow. And and we want to stand as strong and as sturdy as a mountain. And so you want to either start with feet together or feet apart, and then you want to bring your hands out. You want to bend your knees a little bit, and you want to feel all 10 toes on the ground. You want to feel the heel, and you want to feel very like earthy, you know. And so you want to keep your hands stretched far out as possible. You start feeling the stretch in your legs, calves, arms, and shoulders. This is a very good overall stretch to do. Like, if you've been sitting down for a long time, you can do this because I know your back can start hurting from sitting down a lot. So this will help with that. Okay, so the next pose we're gonna do is the squirrel. Now, I have a picture of the squirrel here. So in fall, the squirrel goes around and collects nuts because in the winter, in the fall, at the end of the fall, all the nuts are on the ground, and when winter comes, there will be nothing for them to eat. So they go and they they find all the nuts they can find, and they stuff it in their cheeks, and they go to the little tree hole in the tree they made, and put the nuts there, come back, and do that a couple of times. And then they just hide in the tree when winter comes. And so what we want to do here is kind of like spread the legs like this. And then we want to start bending forward like we're getting the nuts for a home to save. And then we want to rise up. And you can either hold your arms out here or out forward to balance yourself. This helps stretch the legs, engages the abs. Okay. So we're going to talk about birds now. Here we have geese. Here we have geese, and normally when winter comes, they fly south. But we're going to do what is called the bird of paradise. And these birds are found in tropical places like Costa Rica. And when they're trying to attract a mate, they fluff up their feathers and they dance. They go side to side, they twirl around a little bit, and they puff up. So as you can see here in this painting, there is several different kinds of birds of paradise. There's one that have a kind of like a smiley face on their tail, and when they spread it out, it is makes them look like this. And then there's one with the blue feathers around the necks they puff out, and those ones with the black. And so the bird of paradise is another balancing move. It's a little harder to do. So when we get into it, we got to ground all our weight on one leg, the front leg, and we're going to tap our toe up, and we're going to hold it here. So you might need to tap it and bring it up a couple of times if you're not used to this pose. This is good for stretching out the legs, balancing, engaging the cores, opening up the hips. Very good. And so the last animal we're going to talk about is the cobra. But here we have rattlesnakes, and they're known for the rattle on the tail that they shake when threatened. They also can stand up like a cobra. And both cobras and rattlesnakes are very fast in their strike and very dangerous. So as you can see here, we can find, this is a king cobra. There are another species called, which is the regular cobra. But this one in the picture is a king cobra. You can find these in the Middle East and India. So when they are threatened, they puff up their chest, and it's kind of like a warning before they strike. If you don't listen to that warning, they will strike, and they have a really fast strike. And so, like in this pose, what we want to open our chest up, like the king cobra. So we're gonna start by getting on hands and knees, and then working our way down to the floor, all the way to the floor. And then when you're ready, you push up, move the shoulders back. You want to keep your head from going like this. You want to push your head out of the little turtle shell we have here, and look forward. Very good. This is good. Another good stretch if you've been sitting all day, standing up all day, and it really engages the core, opens up the chest, helps with the legs, stretching out the legs and straightening the legs. Okay. Ooh. Good job. So I'm going to do a couple more moves. So the first one I'm going to do is called the ragdoll, to keep with the theme of Halloween. So we want to bend over halfway. Keep our backs as straight as we can, kind of like an L. And we want to hold our arms and sway a little bit.